everyone. Welcome to a brand new episode of Topic. Here from the Top 10 show. We're excited to get into talking about your questions, your thoughts, your comments from all you patrons at the $5 and above level, Matt. You know, they're great questions, they're great comments. We always have a blast talking about this stuff. I mean, there's never a week that goes by where I don't enjoy at least one or two questions from our patrons when they send them in.
Yeah, and I agree. I think by that we mean they're really good, like head scratchers, or you almost want to take a second to think about it to give a really good answer. It's like, oh, that's interesting. I've never thought of it like that. Or, last week's with the action eras, type to try and define specifically week in, week out. We never know what they are. People send them in. If you're a patron, you can head over to it's patreon.com/the top 10 with the number 10. We would love to have your support. And if you are a patron at the $5 and above level, you can send in whatever you want us to talk about. So there's a specific email address over there for you guys, and fire away.
Yeah. And don't forget, if you go to the $10 and above level, you get to watch our show live every other Thursday on the Top 10 YouTube channel. Get to participate, send in your comments, get to be brought on screen, your comments to hear as we count down the show. So that's another perk. If you want to go jump up $5 extra to the $10 level, you get to be a part of that as well. Get to know the topic ahead of time and get to hear and watch the show ahead of time as well. All right, Matt, where shall we start, brother?
We are starting with Machine Gun Chris Lemke.
Oh boy. What's he got to say this time?
He says, what's up, guys? What's the most overused sports, quote unquote, obscure fact? And why is it that Ryan Fitzgerald went to Harvard? Lemke making sure you all know that Tom Brady was drafted in the 6th round.
Is it obscure that he went to Harvard? I feel like it can't be obscure if everybody fucking knows he went to Harvard.
Well, the only thing that is supplanted that within the lexicon of who he is Fitzmagic. Right. So after at this point, after Fitzmagic, but before there was a Fitzmagic, it was he went to Harvard, and that's what you knew about him. So I don't know if that is necessarily obscure. What about this?
Go ahead.
Well, he's asking for overused.
Overused, not obscure. Overused.
Well, he's saying the most overused, thereby quote unquote obscure fact. But if it's overused, it's no longer obscure. So it's like an obvious fact.
When I grew up in the 80s, it was the Jerry Rice training regimen. Oh, no one trained in the offseason like Jerry Rice.
Bricks as a bricklayer, and that's why his hands were so soft to catch bricks.
NBC Sports used to do, or what was this? The NFL show they used to do at NBC Sports, and Ahmad Rashad, they would do pieces on Jerry Rice's workout regimen every offseason. Like, what's his new wrinkle now? He's going up the hill sideways. He's running for 20 miles a day. It's so funny. They made such a big deal out of it.
Do you know this? Because it got around once the Cubs started playing really well, almost made the World Series with Sammy Sosa, but Moises Alou used to pee on his hands because he believed that the pee made it harder, like tougher.
Yes, I remember.
Okay. Because it was before we really got big. Most people didn't know Alou.
Yeah, true.
And I remember hearing that, but I was like, hey, man, whatever works. We're playing really good baseball, so I don't care.
When you get to adulthood, all that bullshit goes out the window and you just do whatever you can, man. You got to stay in the game.
On some level, as fanciful as the notion is, but if you believe it to be true, then it is true.
Yeah.
Because you create your own reality. So if you believe that peeing on your hands mentally, if you buy into that, then technically that's true for you.
Right.
Even if there's no science or physiological change, it doesn't really matter. Your mind believes it's true.
Yeah.
And that can make a difference sometimes. Let's see, obscure.
What was the other? Tom Brady's workout regimen as well. He lives and breathes football. He doesn't drink one Coke. He never has a piece of chocolate. All he does is focus on football. That supplanted the 6th round thing to me in my mind.
Yeah, but it's not obscure. I mean, the Regimen now, there's a bunch of, you do it across. I mean, what about the Tour de France riders that sleep in hyperbaric chambers in the off season to act like to get the body to recuperate quicker? And now other athletes have taken that shit.
What was the other one? What was Warwick Dunn? His mom his mom killed. She was a police officer. They talked about that.
Oh yeah,
remember that?
Yeah.
It was like his motivation to succeed and whatever. And they bring.
Do you know that Steve Nash is R.J. Barrett's godfather?
What?
Yeah, from the Knicks.
Holy shit!
That's his godfather. Yep, he's known him his entire life.
Holy shit!
Wow. Yeah, I'm trying to think of whatever. But what's like genuinely obscure?
I don't know.
But then it's somehow, well, I think we've hit upon a few that are overused. At one point, they were a nice little story.
Right.
You got any other good? Oh, did you know this?
I was trying to think of the women's national team in soccer because, it happens every 4 years, but they bring up the same facts every 4 years, and I was just trying to think about what are the ones that they bring up with them. I can't.
No idea.
I can't think of any, man. But something like being discounted or whatever, or someone with physical maladies overcoming them to achieve the success they've achieved. But yeah, there's stuff like that. All right, should we move on to the next one?
Good question. Thank you, Mr. Lemke. We appreciate it, sir.
Appreciate it, Lemke. All right, let's go to Paul Cree, our man in Britain. Paul Cree.
That's right.
He says, hi, John and Matt. Hope you both are doing well. My question is about streaming services and the streaming wars. There are so many services now: Netflix, Amazon, Disney Plus, Hulu, HBO Max, Paramount Plus, Apple TV Plus, BritBox, Peacock, and I'm sure that I'm forgetting a bit more. You are. I'm predicting the average home will be able to have around 3 services per household. What do you think will be the 3 services that are top of the pile? And personally, what are the 3 most important services to you? My little caveat: Amazon Prime needs to be thought of as a streaming service that has the benefits of next day delivery and free Amazon Music. Not, I get Prime for the delivery, so that's a sneaky way of saying I can have 4 services. Keen to hear your thoughts, your friend, Paul Cree. P.S. If you're interested in mine are Amazon Prime, excellent mix of quality shows and movies for both kids and adult, plus free music streaming and next day delivery. Overall, the best value streamer. Disney Plus, Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar, and so much more. The library is immense. Plus, in the UK, we just got Star, and that has loads of the Hulu shows and Fox films. And Apple TV Plus surprised me at number 3, but they made the 2 best shows I saw last year: The Morning Show and Ted Lasso. And for the cheap price that it is, it has to be 3 for me. Yes, Netflix didn't make it. I know. All right, Matt, what are your answers to his questions? What do you think would be the 3 top services? And what are your 3 most important services to you, streaming-wise?
Well, I mean, I use Prime and Netflix quite a bit, although I like HBO Max. I like Disney Plus. I like there are a lot of them are pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Overall to me, I mean, Netflix, I understand why it slipped because it no longer has the catalog because all these other services are opening up.
True.
And they don't have access to those things anymore. So unless they create themselves, I mean, Bezos is going to be fine.
Yeah.
They have diversified so much that Amazon can take the hit if they're not number 1 overall. But I do like them for documentary and nonfiction TV type stuff. Amazon is my favorite for that. There's tons of various documentaries, and there's a cool series called How to Get Ahead that I watched.
Cool.
It's about 3 different courts over time. Richard II.
Interesting. Okay.
Cosmos Medici in Florence, and then Henry VIII. No, that's not Henry VIII. It's I think it's King Louis.
Okay.
Hold on, I can pull it up.
Sun King?
Yeah. 14.
Okay.
Louis the 14th. And just the first one I enjoyed quite a bit. Because it's like, okay, how do you get ahead? How do you do this? What happens here? Like all the different ways, the stratification of court life and whatnot. But it's just a nice little journey through history, and it's palatable, and you learn a couple things. But Amazon has a ton of stuff like that.
Right.
that's primarily, I watch a few things. We watch The Expanse on Amazon. Do you have a top 3?
Yeah, I think I would have to put Disney Plus probably at the top now.
Okay.
Because of all the Marvel shit that I'm watching for the channel and to review the Star Wars content, the animation content, which I'm admittedly very weak on. So being able to watch these animated films that I haven't caught through the years, there's been a number of them over there. I also think they're coming up with some when these Star Wars shows start hitting, we've got Bad Batch coming and all of that. I think it's been great, but HBO Max has kind of slid into the top 3 for me now.
It's pretty good
with their deal too, about they already had really good content, but with their deal where they're dropping these day and date movies Kong or Godzilla versus Kong and all the stuff that's coming up in the next few months, which I wonder if it's going to change now the theaters are going to be open, Matt, but certainly they said through 2021 this was going to be the deal. So that kind of puts it in a certain position for me. And then I have to put Netflix there. I still look forward to watching stuff on Netflix. I just finished Queen's Gambit finally. I'm going to start that samurai Japanese one here in the next few days. I still haven't watched Lupin like we mentioned the last time we spoke, and I got to start a couple.
Yeah, I started their art heist one.
Yes,
that's
the next one we're going to watch. Yes.
Yeah, I like the first episode.
Oh, cool.
We try and dance around. Do one over here.
Right.
Resident Alien with Tudyk.
Oh yeah,
is surprisingly good.
Really? What is that? But that's on Sci-Fi. Is that available on another streaming service, or is it just?
I can't remember. We're signed up for all kinds of different streaming services. I get it somewhere. Okay. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. It's part of a subfolder of links, and I just click that, bing, bing, and I click over there. I don't really pay attention because it's not the same as all the. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. It's good, surprisingly. But he's awesome.
Oh, good. The trailer looked fantastic. So I'm glad to hear that you like it.
Well, I think so long as you don't put the heights on, it's not trying to go for any big dramatic award. So it's supposed to be, it's good television. And I would replace a couple of the actors or at least change their characters. But I also think some of the unknown individuals peppered around him really bring to life. 2 in particular are surprisingly interesting. There's 2 kid actors that are pretty good.
Okay.
There's some over the top-ish from a few of them. That's where it gets a little cartoonish for me. But anyway.
Yeah. Peacock is one that we've been watching every night now because she's into the Law and Order Criminal Intent. She's loving Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And they added the WWE Network now. So like WrestleMania, that's all this weekend is going to be.
Oh, it's not a PPV?
It's not. It hasn't been a PPV in a long time because of the WWE Network. Like you have
the
to sign up
streaming
for
service.
The
yeah.
Well, they folded WWE Network into Peacock. Peacock bought the WWE Network, so now you're paying what you pay for Peacock already, and you're getting the WWE Network. So that's been great. So it's. I'm not rushing to watch Peacock stuff, but Peacock stuff is like the comfort food, I guess, of streaming services. I don't anticipate, groundbreaking stuff. Although that John Wayne Gacy documentary is fucking excellent.
It was good.
But it's mostly a storage house for shit that's already been on the air.
Yeah.
So it's not quite where it needs to be in the top 3, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't even think it's close at this point. Unless you haven't seen a lot of what they got.
Right. Or you're a massive WWE fan and you want to go watch it 24/7.
Yeah, but that's never gonna, not for me at least. I know it does for a bunch of other people. Let's see,
Amazon Prime is just an annoying streaming service because the navigation of it is so fucking clunky. And you've got to figure out what's new, what isn't new, and it just takes forever.
I know.
Whereas with Netflix, it's laid out. With Disney Plus, it's laid out. Even Apple TV Plus is laid out. So I'm surprised.
But I think the difference with someone like Disney is you already know all of Disney's catalog. You know what I mean? So the ordering makes sense, whereas Amazon is so scattershot because they buy whatever kind of piques their interest and they get deals for. So it's all over the board. I think their recommendation algorithm takes over So you don't get to see a lot of different stuff because it's like, well, you watched one of this. Well, just because I watched that doesn't mean I need to see 5 examples of shittier versions.
Good point. Yeah.
And Amazon does that a lot. I know you got to weed through.
Yeah.
I don't like the sorting function for them or Netflix all that much, to be honest.
I agree with you 1,000%. Yeah, Netflix still says new release, and it's a show that came out a year and a half ago. That frustrates. Like Dairy Girls is still a new release. The second season's been out for months. So for me, it's frustrating.
Is it Netflix or is it Amazon where, say, you're scrolling through some TV show list, and every season of that TV show, if there's 7 seasons, gets its own card?
Yeah.
You're like, this doesn't fucking count. Like, just give it to me in one, and then I can subdivide from there.
Yeah.
I can't remember which of the two it is that does that. But Peacock, it's so annoying when you're scrolling.
Dude, Peacock is that way too. If you've started watching Law and Order, you have to go all the way back out to your watch list, then go find it in your watch list, then click on it. Then it shows you all the different seasons in the episodes. You should just be able to click a button that says episodes wherever you're at and go into those episodes and see the seasons. So yeah.
Hey, well, drop down menu for season, drop down menu for episodes. Done.
Absolutely, man. I don't know why this is so fucking hard.
Well, I think in that instance is to make it seem like they have more content. Just to pad their roster, so to speak, a little bit.
Hulu's annoying because it has good content, but Hulu sometimes in the middle of a show will stop the show. For me, at least, it's happened now through Atlanta and through Breeders. Randomly during the season, in the middle of one show, it'll just stop, go to a commercial, and when you come back out, it has shot you out of the series into another series. And it isn't because there isn't new episodes or more episodes to watch. It's because it just randomly has done that. It happened with Atlanta. It would start episodes 20 minutes into Atlanta. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So you'd have to go all the way back out, start all over again. So still have kinks to work out on the Hulu situation.
I hate on Amazon that they play a little trailer for another TV show at the end of every episode.
Oh, yeah.
Regardless. And like, I don't give a fuck about this. I like Netflix of like, let's jump right in.
Yep.
It's like, I don't want to watch a 15-second clip of a TV show. And there's no way to turn that functionality off.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, well, with Netflix, you can turn that off. There's a selection. So that's good. But with Amazon, you can't.
No, you got to sit through some other, I don't care about this other show. I don't. It's the 17th time you've shown me this. Have you seen any engagement from me on this front? Stop. But yeah, there's no way to just turn it off.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least it's not an ad, but how long until it's an ad,
Right. Good point. Oh, all right. I think we answered that one. Do you feel, or do you have more to say on this one? Okay.
No, I think we're good. Thank you, Paul.
What's our next one? Thank you, Paul. Definitely.
It's from Archie Bear.
Oh, Archie Bear.
Says, hi, guys. There have been a number of directors who have made the jump from live action to animated movies, such as Tim Burton, Gore Verbinski, and Charlie Kaufman. Who are some directors that you would like to see make an animated movie? I reckon a Chris Nolan animated movie would just be a wild experience that I would love to see happen. Thanks for taking my question, and I hope it hasn't already been asked. No one has ever asked this.
Yeah.
It's a good question. What do you got?
I go to David Ayer in my mind, or Zack Snyder. Has Zack Snyder? I guess that Owls of Galooly or Rise of the Guardians.
Yeah, it's animated.
That's animated. So, yeah, I think David Ayer would be interesting, especially on the heels of like End of Watch and Fury. That's more hardcore movie, gravelly movie. So I'd like to see what he could do. Joe Carnahan, and it would be an interesting animated thing too as well. So I go more towards the more harder edged directors or action directors throughout. What about you?
Denny, I would like to see.
Oh, fuck yeah. Great choice, dude.
And, slowly becoming persona non grata, but how good would a Mel Gibson animated movie be?
Ooh, it could be interesting.
It could be super interesting.
Absolutely right.
It's okay, here's a medium you could do whatever you want with. There are no limitations. Go crazy. I think that would be a nice piece of madness.
I think you're not wrong.
Yeah. Through all time, like he came up last week, but Kubrick would have made a super interesting animated movie.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, Kubrick.
Sure. Yeah, it would have been like mind bending of what in the fuck is going on here. But what contemporary directors?
I mean, the Coen brothers,
Yes.
right?
Great call.
They haven't done one.
I would like to see that. Because it could be something along the lines of, Gore Verbinski's Rango, where it's still for kids, but you're peppering in all the stuff where it's just as much for adults and great performances. Plus, I love the way that Verbinski shot it, where they had the actors act out the scenes together and make your own costumes type of thing, really get into the character.
I saw it again, an hour of it again the other day, man. That film is so fucking good.
It's really good.
The
behind the scenes, it's like 35 minutes. I've watched it twice now, 40 minutes. The making of, where they talk about they sequestered themselves in a house up in the hills, all the animators and whatnot, and they just did character design and storyboarded and all that for shit. I have seen it twice, but now I'm blanking on a year.
Wow,
14 months.
Holy
they were there. That was work. And they just show up to work.
Right. Wow.
But yeah, so what other modern director would I want to see do an animated movie?
Sofia Coppola could be interesting because, those Virgin Suicide movies,
sure,
Lost in Translation, Somewhere, there's some interesting films that she's done. Could be more like in the vein of, was it Persepolis?
Sure.
It could have that kind of vibe to it. So she could be interesting for sure. Patty Jenkins would probably make a kick-ass, fun animated film for sure. What would Coogler do? What would Ryan Coogler do?
Ooh, Coogler is a good choice.
Coogler would be fascinating.
Yeah, he would. Gosh darn it. Like, who really jumps out? Who excites? Oh, by the way, I meant to say when you brought it up earlier, talking about HBO Max, your review of Kong is spot on.
Oh, you watched my review?
Spot fucking on. Of course I did.
Thank you, man.
The siren song of it is exactly what I want, but the fight scenes are really good. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
It's the only reason I watch it. Why are you watching for the human characters? Who gives a shit? You're watching for the battles, man.
I know, but can you give me one likable person that I believe is in this situation?
That's a good point.
Just one. Because to logically deconstruct it after a while, I was just tired. I didn't.
Yeah, of course.
Going into it, I knew I wasn't going to do that, but there's why is the character doing this? Who cares? Watch this thing blow up.
There was I talked to a couple of my patrons, and they mentioned that there's all these stories coming out that there was like 30 to 45 minutes of the film cut out.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. I don't need to see the Kong cut. It's not going to make it better. Get the fuck out of here. They're over 4 in my book.
Yeah, that's a fair point. But there's apparently way more with Lance Reddick, way more with Kyle Chandler.
Kyle Chandler is an afterthought. So is Lance. Yeah. They're afterthoughts. They shouldn't even be in the movie.
When Lance showed up, I'm like, why the fuck would you show up for one scene? And then you're like, oh, of course.
Kyle Chandler's in 2.
Yeah, Kyle Chandler. But a Kyle I get, because Kyle's like, look, I'm going to collect a paycheck here, a nice paycheck. Dude, fuck it. I show up for 2 days.
They do the ridiculous thing again of calamity ensues, and they both, him and his daughter, are walking through a crowd. It's the same thing that happened in the first one when Aaron Taylor, whatever.
Johnson,
showed up with the little kid, and they're walking through 75,000 people, and the little kid happens to find his parents, just so it's a save the cat moment. And this is towards the end, but I was like, we're doing this again? Like, that's not even the most preposterous thing, but I'm upset because at least you did newer preposterous shit in this one. Right. To go back to the ridiculousness of that, and that's not even remotely the most offensive. It's fucking terrible.
It is terrible. But the fight scenes are great.
They're good.
Everything else is terrible. You're right.
It's a waste of Mecha Godzilla. It's an utter waste.
And I found out today, which I didn't know, is apparently, because they don't say this in the fucking movie, the guy who's running Mecha Godzilla, that's supposed to be the son of Ken Watanabe's character from the previous film.
Okay. But why does that need to even happen?
Exactly.
There's they could be an expository line that is said off screen as we're looking at it the first time.
Yeah.
Just to tell us why they need to do this.
Yeah.
But they don't. And it doesn't even make sense. The thing was supposed to be dead for 3 years? That looks like maggots picked that over. It has a pristine skull. Yeah. Pristine. But yet the brain is still okay. I don't even know what the fuck. We're just gonna gloss right over it. And they introduced Mechagodzilla with 10 minutes left, so you knew he's dead. You just knew.
Oh yeah.
So what's the point of introducing him as a quote unquote villain? Like, there's so many choices in this.
And look, I love Damian Bashir, but he's no business being in this fucking movie, man. I was like, dude, no, this is terrible. Damian Bashir. How many times have you seen a tech guy do his own commercials? It doesn't happen. So seeing him do the commercial, and I was like, you're not even doing it well. Like, and you're a fucking great actor. But seeing you do the commercial, you can tell, man. I'm like, I wouldn't want to buy a fucking 1 ounce, one stock in this guy's company. And I just thought it was like horrific what they did with him overall. So yeah.
There's so many. We can keep going and going.
Rebecca Hall. I mean, Rebecca, God love her. Rebecca Hall has to deliver some of the most ridiculous lines in the movie, but she was believable when she was doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Skarsgård is, I don't understand his character at all.
Nope.
He's meek and mild. He's an action hero. He's, as far as we know, never flown anything, and he flies that thing.
Yeah, even Isaac Gonzalez. Everyone's doing these great fucking articles on Isaac Gonzalez, and she's not good in the movie, bro.
No, is that the daughter?
Yeah, the daughter.
She's terrible.
It's like
she's terrible.
It's Michelle Rodriguez level of acting.
Yes.
Like, this is not. There's nothing going on here,
and the motivation doesn't make sense. Like, on some level,
yeah.
The introduction of her is nothing. You already know, like, you know everything about her, and it's completely one-dimensional.
Evil. Yeah, she's immediately evil right off the bat. Like,
it's one-dimensional.
We're doing this, really? So,
and
I don't know.
I say she's terrible. I don't fault her for that, because the direction, the writing, everything around it is
right.
Trust me, I'm doing this with every character.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Every single character. The IT guy who's the conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
Like, go watch Widows. He's awesome in Widows.
Oh, Brian Tyree Henry, the podcaster guy. Yeah.
He's awesome.
Watch Atlanta. He's great in Atlanta.
There you go.
Yeah.
Great actor. Yeah. Don't care for this dude at all.
Nope. The kid from Deadpool 2, he's completely wasted.
He's wasted.
Bobby Brown, wasted totally.
Wasted.
It's all irrelevant.
She's turning unlikable for me in this movie. I'm not saying I won't watch something else she's in, but it's like, I don't like your character anymore. Not that I was that fond of it anyway, but still.
Right. And again, we're not saying like they're good actors or great actors.
Great.
It's just that they're just totally wasted in the movie. Yeah.
Over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And it still made good money.
And it's a lot of people are saying it saved cinema, that it might be influencing people to go back because of how much money was able to make. We'll see.
It's a fucking crock of shit. Cinema's gonna be fine.
We'll see.
It's gonna be fine. People miss going to the movies and the experience. They do.
They do, and they'll go back. But I also think they'll also start being more at being as what can I say this, as judgmental as they were before about certain things, and they won't go to see other things.
Exactly. We'll get back to the same complacent pricks we were before.
Oh, absolutely, 1000%.
But it's gonna still be probably another 2 years to get back to that kind of mental normalcy. I think, a vast majority.
Everybody's like back. Everything's.
I know, but now you got to get like, is it okay to be back? Is it going to be weird? Are people going to be on edge because they've been secluded by themselves and gone Looney Tunes?
Yeah. We're seeing more shootings. It being increasing because people are getting out about again. People are going to get mad. They're frustrated. We're seeing more people out and about. There's more road rage happening. You're seeing we're all slowly coming back to who the fuck we were from this experience piece by piece. And so no different in the movie theaters, I'm sure.
Exactly. You can count on humanity to be assholes and terrible. Just give it time. Just give it time.
Just let us breathe.
Because sometimes it's the other side's moralistic choice. They think they're doing the right thing and they're not.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So inevitably it's going to happen.
That's why people want to run to a hollow earth. Like in the movie.
Gravity is upside down, and I don't understand.
I wish I was still seeing that girl I was seeing who believed people were in the mood just to see her reaction.
What did you just turn into in the theater? Is this legit?
Is this
have your parents confirmed this? Is this what we should be expecting? I'll move. Let's go. That part I found interesting.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
I would have been happy to stay down there, and then Godzilla meets him down there, and they have to fight for supremacy of the hollow world.
Yeah. That would have been awesome. Holy
That's a
shit.
great. Why do we need Mecha? Why do we need to see? Yes, people are shitty. Yes, a corporation would try and do this. Like,
Right.
I get it.
Right.
But I'll watch Pacific Rim for that shit. Although you got to get to Mecha Godzilla. But what if, because you're setting it up, it's a tete-a-tete between the two of them. Then you just throw Mecha Godzilla in at the very end for no fucking reason other than you want them to like each other.
It's just to give Kong a W, because Kong was getting his ass kicked all through this movie.
He's got to get his ass kicked.
Yeah. You're right.
The other dude fires the same energy out of his body. You're going to lose. I'm sorry. That's the apex right there.
It's a cool axe and all, but
it is a cool axe.
You're going to lose, though.
But guess what makes that axe cooler is when Godzilla fires it and it steals the energy, because otherwise it's just a hunk of rock.
Yeah. I did like Godzilla pulling a fucking Mel Gibson Lethal Weapon 2 and using a building.
Popping it back. Fuck yeah.
That was badass.
Yes, I would love to have seen that in Hollow Earth. And they just he did it on a mountaintop. Yeah. And they're just going at it. It's like They Live between the two of them. They're just slugging it out.
It's like the 25-minute fight.
Yeah, instead of another fucking cityscape fight. How many of these have we seen now between Pacific Rim and the previous movies?
Yeah, it's true.
And others. Just like, let's move. And superhero movies and Independence Days. And it's like, I've seen it. Give me something new.
All right. Well, you came for Topic Thunder and you got an impromptu Godzilla versus Kong review, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you get when you're a patron here of the Top 10 or a follower, listener here of the Top 10. All right, let's get out of here, man. We're almost 32 minutes. Thank you all so much for being patrons, for supporting us, for being with us on this journey and staying with us on this journey. We appreciate you all so madly, and we love doing these shows for you. And you can do, if you haven't signed up and you're watching it now or listening to us now, just go to www.patreon.com/the-top10 and go be involved. And at the $5 above level, you get to send in questions. At the $10 above level, you get to watch us live. And at the $50 level, you get to pick a topic and have your list read on the show. All great stuff for sure, Matt.
Without a doubt. Well, our thanks to everybody that supports us over there. It means the world to us. And it's been a tough year. And to have you guys just bringing the fun week in, week out, with great questions in here, and now joining us during the live shows and submitting topics for Boss Hog. It gives us something to look forward to during the monotony of this boring, thankfully for us, boring experience. Fingers crossed nothing bad has happened to the two of us, our respective circles. And we're some of the lucky ones, and I'm thankful for that, and all of you out there. And you can follow me at Matt Nost, and that's it for me this week.
You can follow me at The Rocco Says on Twitter and on Instagram. And we'll talk to you next time on another brand new episode of Topic
Thunder.